allowing us to come up and just talk a little bit, give you an update of where MetroNet's at during our construction. It has been since January since I was here last. So again, I'm Ben Ruzick. I'm the Government Affairs Director for MetroNet. And with me is Chris Bauer, who is our project director and is heading up the construction project going on. And he is here to help answer any questions we might have afterwards. The main thing I wanted to talk about on this was I wasn't sure I covered this last time, and that is the fact that MetroNet is fully subsidized. So we do not require or use any government funding, whether that's federal, state, local. All the money that we're using to build out Findlay with our infrastructure comes from MetroNet and its private investors. So just want to make sure we're really clear on that and answer any questions that come up there. I've had a few of those here lately in other cities, and just a good time to talk through that. So the great thing about the work that Chris is doing is he's building in geographic regions, which allows us to open up service to those regions as soon as he's done. So those first 3 yellow ones, those are estimated to release sometime in the summer of this year. Once he is done with those and has begun construction in the blue area, those will release sometime in fall is the ideal right now. The great thing about that is once those all release, things change and it's less about what is going on and when will this start happening in my neighborhood. In just the short amount of time that Chris and team's been working, underground they've completed just over 222,000 feet of conduit that they've placed in town, which is pretty awesome. In the placed fiber, that 45,000, that's the fiber actually blown through into those conduit tubes. So obviously that's always going to trail behind the conduit that they're getting placed in the ground. Recently, Lee and I have had some conversations. Chris has had some conversations with the team. It sounds like a few more residents have reached out to the city asking for support. What is going on? We're stepping up what we're doing. So on the top side, it shows the letter, the postcard, and then the yard darts that we do. But we're actually going to start talking also, I believe, with Kathy and seeing if we can't provide some additional information that can get put online to help guide residents to our website. Once they get to our website, they can get tickets put in. If they call us, that's fine too, and we can get tickets put in. And then Chris's team goal is to get 24 hours response time to every one of the tickets that get created to make sure they at least get answered. From there, we have 7 days to restore or answer or do whatever we need to do to support those residents. And so we use construction communication meetings to kind of talk through with the team and go through all of those. That actually, the next meeting's tomorrow. So we'll go through a quarter basically worth of work and look at the tickets that have come through, what have they been, what are they looking for, how are we responding, how are we doing in our job, and then also to look at have we had any damages, meaning utility strikes, things like that. We'll cover those and any adjustments that we need to make to make sure we're taking good care of the city.
So I will tell you, I've had communication from people. They have been happy with the communication out in the field when there's a concern about where you're going on their property, front or back, and hitting something and sharing their extra things underground. But there's also been concern about when you're not there, that there is a communication barrier. And so that has brought concern up. We've had some emails and stuff on that. I don't know if you can address something as far as your workers and that communication barrier and why.
Well, we do require. Sorry.
Please, yeah, go to the mic.
We do require a English-speaking foreman to break down that barrier. So there won't be a group out there. Not to say if there's 20 fellows out there working, you know, the foreman could be over here and a resident trying to talk to somebody over here. So we do try to address that. We do have our OSP supervisors floating around multiple times a day. So again, the footprints, the tickets that that you can call in, that's the best way to get our attention to them. So.
Okay. That's
In those crews, there's one English-speaking supervisor
per crew.
Per crew. And then they have those OSPs are our team, the actual direct MetroNet teams that go around and supervise the work that's being completed. Correct. It's just another form of check and balance. So hopefully we're getting there. But anytime they have any concerns, call to us, ticket to us. We will get them, take care of them, support them.
So I would tell you that as I've gone around town and past your crews, I think they're doing a really good job, but tough work, not easy, and they're doing it through some not great weather. But all in all, I think they've really done a decent job. Honestly, if you just put MetroNet on your trucks, and people would know, because I've just had a lot of questions, is what is that? What's going on? What's being put in? And would answer a lot of questions pretty quickly. Just a thought.
Yeah, we do provide it'll say contractor for MetroNet on their trucks. We try to make sure that they all have them as
Right.
well. But I do appreciate it. Luckily, we've had a very mild winter for Ohio, so we were able
Yeah.
to stay pretty productive from the time we started in November. So yeah, this will go in. This will be going on for another about 2 years. We have a lot of aerial construction that will come in, but we're working with the pole owners. And that takes anywhere from 6 to 8 months. So the time we started submitting for poles, which is about a month ago, we won't probably see approvals to get on their poles for another till maybe this fall. And then once that happens, our plan will change a little bit depending on what poles we get approved for.
On the first page, you say we would be a certified gigabyte city. What does that mean?
Good question. So once we get to a point in which we cover the majority of homes and businesses as defined by the U.S. Census Bureau, then we can announce a city as a gigabit certified city. And we'll actually come out and I'll give you guys an award for that and do a little presentation if you'll have me. So.
Is there any chance that Beth Warnicki, Councilwoman Beth Warnicki, will be able to take a bottle of champagne and crack it over a MetroNet truck?
I mean, I have no problem with that.
I could get behind that.
Mr. Hellman.
Yeah, real quick, following up on Councilman Warnicki's question about the area that isn't colored in yet, and you indicated that that would be like phase 4 or phase 5, whatever. What's the timing of that? What's the year? Is that 2024, 2025, 2026? How can we gauge
I think
that?
our last area of completion will be in mid 2026, if not a little sooner.
Okay.
So it's just gonna it'll span out. We have I won't say it's production goals to turn over so many customers every quarter, and right now we're in a quarter that we're going to actually have some customers, which is the yellow marked area. So we're going to continue construction for the next almost 2 years. So they'll just kind of fall in place.
Okay.